This year you can give your Qurbani via Spot Charity. They will be performing the Qurbani, the Udhiyah in East Africa. As you guys can see, they have various options. See the one that is ideal and perfect for you. All the prices and everything are there. Link will be in the description. Assalamu alaikum guys, and welcome to another episode of Smile to Jannah. I thought I'd share some good news. We got that far right-wing march happening this weekend, and a lot of people are talking about the value of Muslims. Yeah, what contribution are the Muslims doing? Forget about the other groups in Hindus, Christians, Buddhists, flipping atheists. Nah mate, it's the Muslims. Yeah, Muslims. Now I get it, just because they're saying that sort of stuff doesn't mean that we should start getting on the defensive. However, I did see, in the spirit of the backdrop of the far right, this video, mashallah, being picked up on X, and mashallah, very interesting kind of feedback and what people are saying. Firstly, I was really proud to see this from the brothers. They reinvented the hearing aid by studying the human ear. A normal hearing aid is $4,700. Theirs one is $20. Let's see.
Around 800 million people worldwide need a hearing aid, and 80% will never have access to one.
What? What'd you say? Sorry guys, let's get serious, yeah?
Average cost of a hearing aid in the US is $4,700. When you understand how the ear actually processes sound, the anatomy, the mechanism, you realize you don't need 90% of what's in a hearing aid.
And in the past 6 months, we found a solution, and it costs $1 to make.
$1 to make. He said, what did he say? How much percentage you don't even need?
You don't need 90% of what's in a hearing aid.
90% you don't technically need.
Past 6 months, we found a solution, and it costs $1 to make.
Wow.
Just a few years ago, my grandpa needed a hearing aid. 1.5 years, he couldn't afford to get one. He couldn't even try to go get a hearing test. And once he got one, he went home and he took it off. There was too much frequency loss. There was too much noise that was in his ear, and he didn't like it at all.
So how exactly does the ear work? So sound enters through the outer membrane of the ear, where it passes through the ear canal. Once it passes through the ear canal, it hits something called the tympanic membrane. And this causes vibration, which hits 3 different bones: the malleus, the incus, and the stapes.
Big up the malleus, incus, and stapes, yeah?
Which basically act as a lever system. Once this happens, this creates a pressure buildup, and it increases the mechanical advantage of the ear, which is exactly what we try and replicate.
Obviously.
Weeks researching every single different type of sound amplification, and we realized that it was hidden in plain sight the whole time.
We saw that we can replicate how the ear actually works in a fully mechanical solution, which is exactly what we created.
There's been a lot of iterations and a lot of change.
Nice.
But we ended up getting to what we wanted. Here is our tympanic membrane, built and tensioned to be able to sound exactly like your own, as well as levers that act like the malleus, incus, and stapes, which transfer the sound from a larger membrane to a smaller membrane, bringing you the sound that you need. We want to make sure that everybody's is custom, everyone's is exactly the way that they need it to be. So we make sure that everything is first printed properly, everything is specifically custom to them, and then we assemble it.
The way it's actually created is through a key software component. They take a picture of their ear, and it automatically gets that.
So they're getting a bit technical, but you guys get the point, yeah? Mashallah, they took something that is mad expensive and they've made a cheaper, more accessible version that can improve the lives of so many people. Respect to these guys. And yes, I think this is the founder. His name is, I think, Arish something, from Toronto, SF, Boston. He's got his LinkedIn there and everything, mashallah. Yeah, they've been getting a lot of love. Yeah, a lot of love, a lot of support, and mashallah, fantastic. Love to see that sort of stuff. Yeah, love to see it. And now I'm going to play something that I want to contrast things with, right? So these are people that were able to do something themselves and look at the coverage that they're getting on something seemingly so simple. But yet, I want to compare it with a mentality that we currently have in the Ummah, yeah?
I know at least 10 to 20 masajid that are being built, multi-million pound projects. And their total budget for these 20 mosques is at least 5 to 10 times the budget of reform.
What? Now, if you're in the UK, you know the significance of this statement. I'm sorry, we're going to have to rewind this, yeah?
Budget for these 20 mosques is at least 5 to 10 times the budget of reform. No way. Yeah, just one of those mosques budget is more money than Reform has in their bank. We're going to build mosque after mosque after mosque. Then what? These guys are going to get into power and they're going to tear them down. Even if they didn't, in 10, 20 years time, when you won't be able to keep the lights on because you didn't invest in your people. You didn't invest in your strength. You didn't invest in the women. You didn't invest in the youth. You didn't invest in the mechanisms, the systems, and the processes. You invested in the buildings, so you will have the building.
MashaAllah. This video is living rent-free in my head when I saw this. And now, because we know reform has gained a lot of seats and you got the far right march happening tomorrow and all that sort of stuff, so this coming and this resurfacing at this time hits different. And on top of that, seeing these young guys, mashallah, putting their heads together and coming up with this sort of stuff instead of barking like dogs on TikTok or just using women to sell their burgers. You know what I'm talking about on TikTok. We're seeing loads of these videos where you got brothers with businesses and they're doing all sorts of wacky stuff, you know, stuff that really is undignified. And another thing that I saw, I can't find it at the moment, was the Muslims are not just focusing on marriage apps or this app or that app, which is true. We've got so much creativity, we've got so much ingenuity, and yet it just seems like we're just producing the same stuff, right? So, or we just go in the mainstream and then obviously our names won't make it at the front that, you know, we invented so and so. You're just going to be part of the team and your name's not going to be put forward. So being a Muslim, investing in something that you can actually attach your name to, and there's not going to be John and James that are going to just take the credit for what you've done. MashaAllah, you know, much respect. And I think we should encourage our people to not just invest in mosques. Not that there's anything wrong with making mosques and marriage apps. They have their place, but they're not the only place, right? The way it seems is that's all we're good for. But let the people that are making the mosques, let the people doing the marriage apps, that's fine. We have a few, enough, okay? But let's get out of that. Let's do some other stuff, right? And the people that are doing that stuff, let them get funding. You know what I mean? And let them get the promotion as well. So, alhamdulillah, fantastic work that these guys are doing. So yeah, guys, let's leave it there until next time. Assalamu alaikum.